I'll go look at you.
You're listening to the Jersey Tuck Podcast.
Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Tie game with 5 seconds remaining. Incredible save. He robbed him. Call it cop. He robbed Elmore blind. Call it cop. I don't believe it.
Hello out there, it is April 29th, and you're listening to the Jersey Tuck Podcast. We are here with a healthy starting roster of, all 5 of us. We have Tyrell, Fred, a sad Packers fan, and Mitch. And myself, Alex. How's it going, everybody?
Good, how are you? Ha gosh.
Oh my god.
Thanks in advance for everyone who follows us on Spotify, likes us on Facebook, subscribes to us on YouTube, and are currently, maybe in the future, watching us on Twitch because we're live.
Yeah.
We're live, and make sure to send us a tweet. Someone send us a tweet at Jersey Talk.
Come on, man.
Just get the tweet in. We're 10. This is 11th episode. Get the tweets.
The tweeter. Use the tweeter, Tanger.
I got some fantastic news. I got a call from our incredible team of dedicated technicians.
What?
The content conveyor belt is back.
Yes. It's up and running.
Do you hear that?
Soundbite. I love the soundbite.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that whirring of the content conveyor belt? You can hear it from the warehouse downstairs.
Just working.
Did they say what the issue was?
They
How
didn't.
How much is that going to cost us?
It didn't. We'll have a look at the
that up
budget. And, yeah. We're good to see. It's good to see it back up and running though. So, it pumped out a Crack That Pack video. It's one that's been in the pipeline for a while. There's 2 NBA Hoops 2020-2021 Fat Packs. Go check that out. There's some cool stuff in there. And of course, we got a bunch more that we're going to pump out. The content conveyor belt is online and it's working. Let's get to the first subject for this week. We have breaking news today, I guess. Not breaking within the hour, but today. Aaron Rodgers has announced, or it's been, I believe it's just a rumor. I don't think he's made any sort of official announcement yet.
So the report came out saying that he's made it known to multiple members of the organization that he doesn't want to be in Green Bay anymore. So a lot of people are saying when a report like that comes out, it's likely to be to the GM, coach.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
he is 37 years old, and he has told someone within the organization that he doesn't want to return to the team. League sources told ESPN on Thursday. So there's a variety of reasons. Obviously, one thing that people will jump to right away, which makes sense, is their struggles in the playoffs. But another one is, which year was this, Josh? Was it last year's draft or 2 years ago where the organization drafted a quarterback?
Last year's.
So this was
Jordan Love.
It's been speculated, and you can only imagine that it's true that Aaron Rodgers is upset with the fact that they didn't let him know that they were going to draft a quarterback high in the draft with their first pick, I think, wasn't it?
It was their first, and they actually traded up for it.
They traded up, yes.
So there's a lot of there was a bit of speculation, just based on Aaron Rodgers' personality too. He's a bit of a calculating figure. I was saying this before the podcast, and it wouldn't be very surprising that this news break was intended to be today. Yeah. Because there was a lot of sentiment that it caught him off guard a lot last year, that they took a quarterback, they traded up for a quarterback in the first round, pretty much being we're looking for your replacement.
Yeah.
And then he waits a year later on draft day to be I want out.
Yeah.
A one-up the next year later to be I want out after having MVP season. So
that's the thing too. That's what makes it sting a little extra hard for Packers fans too, because they're seeing his potential. He's older, sure, he's 37 years old, but look what he's done, and made it to the playoffs yet again, and unfortunately another upsetting season. Anyone have anything else to add on that one?
I don't know why he's so bitter. You're just drafting a quarterback. You got to look out for your your future. So why be salty over
a lot of
something like that?
Like a lot of people were saying too, like, hey, like maybe he would have liked to be in the loop, that they were looking for that, because maybe his expectation was they were gonna.
Well,
like,
geez, man, become a fucking GM or something. You're a player right now. It's not your fucking business what management does, technically.
Yeah.
Like,
and they're looking out for the teams. They have to look out for the short term and long term, right? For the team.
Yeah.
So you always got to kind of have that contingency plan in place. Just look at the Pats right now. Brady leaves, they don't have a quarterback, they're shit, right?
Yeah.
Like the Packers have done this for years. Like before Rodgers, it was Brett Favre. And it's actually very similar. Like Brett Favre was there, and he's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Brett Favre was there, and there was a transition as well. It was the same thing. Rodgers was just waiting in the wind. Like they drafted Rodgers. He was going to be the next guy.
Yep.
So,
Adam Schefter from ESPN writes he's also at a different point in his personal life, having recently gotten engaged to actress Shailene Woodley. Rodgers has also hosted Jeopardy and said it would be a dream to become a full-time host. He could play football and also host Jeopardy.
He wants to go to California.
San Francisco is what I'm hearing. The 49ers, right?
49ers.
Well, there's history there too. Like they were the year that he was drafted. He's always had a chip on his shoulder because they had their first quarterback pick. I can't remember if it was first overall. They took Alex Smith.
Okay.
So he went first, and he's always been like he should have been the one taking over Alex Smith. In hindsight, he should have been.
Right. Yeah.
But
that sucks for Green Bay too, because like if he goes, there's no way Green Bay is going to get back like the same,
exactly
level.
And you know what
he is.
Yeah, like, and I hate you'll never get a good return, or at least a good enough return to really make a difference in the short term. And it kind of sucks because like they went all in to make sure that he still had all the weapons that he does. Like they gave it, like they still have Devontae Adams, like probably one of the best wide receivers in the game. They have they re-signed Aaron Jones, who's like a top 5 to 7 running back in the league, right? So they made sure that he had a team around him, and then draft night comes and he's like, "Get me out of here, man! I don't want to be here anymore."
Hey, Josh, how about you tell the people your Hollywood trade, your TMZ trade that you proposed?
My TMZ trade?
Quarterback for quarterback, something that would really blow things up.
This would be a big shakeup. You might as well just, at this point, flip him for Deshaun Watson.
There you go. Hey, one guy wants out. He's made it known. Another guy wants out. It's made it known. Just make it happen.
It's close enough to California. Honestly.
Exactly. But like I was also saying, just Aaron Rodgers, you hope he doesn't get 21 sexual assault allegations against him.
There you go.
Is it 21 now?
Yeah, it's something
21
like that.
now.
It's something bad.
Didn't he come out recently just denying all of them too? Like recently he was just like, none of these are true.
Can you really deny 21 allegations?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not do that.
I did not do that, and he said it 21 times. Each one of them.
Wait, is it 21 massage therapists as well? Is it all this?
I don't know, man.
I think that's where the majority of them came from. Like mostly all of them. It's like back pages of the phone book. Hey, come over to my house, and then he greases on him, which is not really a laughing matter, but like it's
greasy.
Yeah,
it's definitely a greasy situation, man.
Yeah, I don't know if they're different women or just 21 different cases. But one thing that we also learned recently about that as well, not to get off topic too much, but he challenged, or his lawyer's sides challenged them. He was like, every single one of them has to come out with their names or it's not legit. You have to tell the public your names. Because two of them said their names and before this was said. And then all of them did, I'm pretty sure. So it's like, all right, your move.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it really sucks.
Okay, fine. I'll take your bet and raise you.
Raise you our names.
Raise you the names. There you go.
Oh, they set themselves up for just getting rocked on that one.
Yep.
It really sucks owning a Deshaun Watson jersey. I gotta say.
Oh, you have one too.
I do.
Yeah, he does.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah,
only football jersey.
That's friggin' rough.
I don't know if I'll ever wear that again.
No,
Unless
you can't. You fucking can't.
You can't even hang it.
No, you can't.
You
Leave
can
it in
get
the closet, man.
Unless you strip the letter.
Yeah, you can get that re-lettered.
And then again, I'm looking. Yeah, the numbers are right on front, aren't they? Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are too.
You can still get it re-lettered. I'm gonna be renumbering this one soon.
Hey man, at least Rodgers will have
some dignity,
a legacy,
some integrity.
dignity.
Yeah, someone will look at that, a few years down the road and be like, "There's to buy that."
Yeah. But there's also a bit of a sentiment too that this could possibly be like a leverage, like a leveraging moment too, because there's been talk about him wanting to restructure his deal and stuff like that as well. So you never know.
Yeah,
I don't think it's over till it's over, really.
So what does he want? He wants like teammates, or does he want money? What does he want?
It could be
how many more years on his contract? 3 years? Is it?
Oh, I
4
think
years?
he's got 2 more. I think.
Okay. So he's looking for something. He needs to do like what the NBA does. Be like, we want fucking LeBron James.
See,
like, okay, well we'll just go over here.
Well, that's the thing too. Like I don't know what they could do more, like to get him players.
Whoa.
I don't know what they like players wise or like personnel. I don't know what they could do to, give him like more weapons. Really, like I said, you got a great tight end who had a breakout season. You have he's got a decent wide receiver course with one of the best in the league. He's got a running back, and they even have the best left tackle in the league, on his offensive line. So he's got his blind side always covered. So they've really built it around Aaron Rodgers. I could see maybe it's a contract thing. Like maybe he wants to restructure the contract. Maybe he wants more say.
I thought he refused to restructure the contract. That's what I thought. I heard the breakdown of
the article says from the same Adam Schefter article. It said that the organization has offered him an extension. So I don't know if we heard that he's declined or anything yet, but they have. That's swift. If this only came out 5 hours ago and they already offered him extension, whew, you got people working over there.
But it's not like he's still not under contract.
Yeah,
right?
I guess it's more so to save it from developing into something. I guess Anthony Davis sitting on the bench the whole season, that kind of thing. But
they don't want to get to that point, right?
Yeah, and who knows if it would. But I guess. Better safe than sorry. Any closing thoughts on Aaron Rodgers?
I have to poop.
I was gonna say maybe he just wants out of Green Bay. He just wants to go to California or something.
That's what he wants. I think he's from California.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
So maybe he's like, you know what? I'm just done with this whole Wisconsin fucking Green Bay shenanigans.
Yeah, like going into the draft, he wanted to be drafted by the 49ers.
Maybe he's just not very smart. I mean, he did lose Olivia Munn.
This is true.
Jesus.
This is true. He did mess up.
I'm done with Green Bay. I want some Red Bay now.
I want Red
Bills.
Yeah, you don't need him. You don't need him and Allen.
He's going to Tampa Bay. Him and Brady are gonna switch out
duo.
games.
Yeah, they're gonna alternate.
Just share it.
There's gonna play catch.
Yeah. It'll be the first time that 2 quarterbacks are on the same snap.
Yeah, there you go. Next segment. We're gonna talk a little Paul brothers again. So we got 2 of the Paul brothers in the news this week. You can just call us the Clickbait Podcast from now on. The Gossip Podcast. The Jersey Gossip. The Gossip Talk. But we have Jake Paul and Logan Paul in the news.
The Gossip Talk.
Logan Paul has inked his date with Mayweather for what? July 6th?
June 6th.
June 6th?
June 6th.
Yeah, it's right around the corner, man.
Yeah, they're fighting on D-Day.
Now, has anyone seen what network it's going to be on?
No.
I actually knew this. Oh no, I don't remember.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's not going to be that same Triller network that those fights are usually on, is it? Because that seems really budget and weird. Those shows are weird.
Yeah, the announcers were horrible in that. Everything about it was horrible.
Snoop Dogg. Yeah. And then you got like these shows that take up most of the undercard. But then again, what would people rather watch? Undercard fights or music? I don't know. If you're going for Jake Paul's audience, probably the latter. Yeah, he knows what he's at to a certain extent. But anyways, that deal is done. We don't know if it's at a catch weight or anything yet, but I'll watch it. Fuck it. I'll watch Floyd Mayweather fight. Why not?
He's gonna fucking just pick him apart, too.
I want him to just beat him up.
Or wouldn't it be sick if Mayweather gets knocked the fuck out?
Guys, if Mayweather gets knocked the fuck out, boxing's over. This is canceled.
Okay,
Boxing is
lose. Is this considered a professional fight? So he'll be 50 and 1?
No,
it's not a professional
exhibition.
fight.
Oh, okay. Well,
None of this
cares
shit.
then?
That's why Mayweather doesn't give a fuck.
That would be so much funnier, though. It's not a professional fight. Oh, I'm undefeated. Yeah, but you lost to Logan Paul. Like, come on, man.
The only
sorry.
way Mayweather loses if he fucking slips and hits his head off the canvas.
Yeah, exactly.
Just slide, right?
No, if Logan Paul smashes a plate on his head. Isn't that something he does?
I don't know. Maybe
Oh,
it sounds
man.
like it.
If he loses that fight, though,
Ugh.
I don't know.
Man, good on fucking Paul. Like, man, he's established himself as a fucking, I don't know, like, that guy is so fucking popular right now. Like, he's making so much money and everyone's riding on him right now. Like, that's nuts.
Jake, for
That shows
sure.
how, that's crazy.
Yeah. And Logan's the one with the Mayweather fight. So, man, those guys are both doing good.
Living the dream.
They really
Living
are,
the
I
dream.
guess. Like, they're heels. They're very obviously like a heel for...
Yeah.
No one likes them.
Everyone
I can
wants to see
tolerate-
them get beat.
I could tolerate Logan. Logan's a bit sensible, has a bit more humor and personality to him. He has his own podcast, and he's a bit more straight up and everything like that. And he kind of knows. Like, he was at WrestleMania this year, for instance.
Yeah.
And he got Kevin Owens to stunner him.
That's it, man. Get your face out there. That's all you need is publicity.
Like, he's and I would like one thing I will I'll say too and something like that. Like, he has his own podcast, and he had like before the fight for his Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, he had both fighters on. Like, not at the same time, but I mean, he was interviewing both pretty credibly and stuff like that. He wasn't just like siding with his brother and everything like that. Yeah. He was pretty down the middle and being. He started to try to worry his brother a little bit because there was.
Yeah, the
I
training
think I talked
footage.
this before. Talk about the leaked training footage. How they think they thought Ben Askren leaked fake footage early on to lure Jake Paul like a false self fake confidence.
Put the
kind
carrot
like
in
that.
front of him.
Yeah, but obviously that didn't matter anyways. Obviously,
But it
Ben
was
Askren.
true.
It was true, and maybe even the whole truth, because maybe that was the only sparring Ben Askren did do for that fight, because it fucking looked like it.
It didn't look like he trained at all.
No, he definitely didn't. There's no
No.
fucking chance. He might have hit the gym once a week.
Yeah, I guess Logan Paul he came a long way from filming dead bodies in the suicide forest in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd let Jake Paul punch me in the face for $500K. Honestly.
Yeah, really though. Fuck.
Yeah. I'd do
You
that.
might even get one in. You might even get a few in there.
You
never
might
know.
even-
No, I would just let him just beat the fuck out of me for like 2 minutes.
Oh man, wait till I'm winded. I'm like, I'm gassed, man. Just,
All right, Jake,
just
just
let
do
it
it.
happen.
And then I'll Ben
then fake
Askren
it.
it. Yeah, I'll Ben Askren it and take it, just dive on the floor.
Knock me out. That's it.
It's
Big
like
payday.
Snatch. You go down in the fourth, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Now, if it was something like someone like say like Deontay Wilder or Mike
Yeah, no.
Tyson in his heyday, I think it'd have to be a lot more money on the table for me to take a full on punch from him.
Yeah. I mean, I recognize that you'd be out in like probably a microsecond, but
Yeah.
that has to hurt when you wake up. Holy.
Yeah, no, I'd be afraid of like the long term.
He knocked him out in record time.
I don't want to be I wouldn't want to be the first boxer to have my head separated from my body.
It's just pop. It just flies off.
So Jake actually had a couple quotes after, I believe this is when he attended the latest UFC show. He was in the crowd, like, I think they were chanting Jake Paul sucks, and he was like on the TV. He's doing
He's
his
like,
whole-
yeah. All he sees is dollar bills. He's
Again,
like,
just total wrestling heel move.
Yeah.
Did
But-
you see that? Did you see Daniel Cormier even went up, got into his face
Yes,
and stuff like that?
I did see that,
I don't
yeah.
know what that was about.
One-
They did. I never looked it. I looked it up after, but they did discuss what was said to each other. But it was just, I don't know, weird exchange for Daniel Cormier to even go out of his way to even like get in Jake Paul's face.
Right.
It's not even like they could fight because it'd be completely different
That's
weight
a
class.
huge size difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this was on a mic or during some media interview. Jake said, "Dana, you claimed you would bet $1 million on me losing. Set up Askren to train with Freddie Roach, give him full access to UFC Performance Institute, and he still got his ass handed to him. Seems like you're the real dick, not Ariel Helwani." Not sure the context of that, but
I'm not sure either.
in my third fight, I made more total pay than any fighter in UFC history. Maybe it's time to pay your fighters their fair share. So, I mean,
That just to reiterate, that was a tweet he sent out.
Okay.
So he had I guess a note done up and he tweeted that.
I gotcha. It's one of those classic, notepad screenshots.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically he said he name dropped a lot of UFC fighters, a lot of champions, and basically said pay them $10 million, make fights people want to see, and he's
right.
Obviously not well versed in the economics, but the pay gap between the two sports is something that's known, and it's very jarring. So yeah,
he's 100% right. As much as you want to hate Jake Paul, and I was looking through the comments on that tweet after,
right,
and like other like sports related outlets that were retweeting it and posting it, their articles on it, and everyone who said, man, like all the comments were like, as much as I hate Jake Paul or how much of a douchebag I think he is, he's 100% right. And to be fair, in comparison, and what UFC made.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Oh, you're back, Mitch. You're back.
I tweeted. I glitched out. Did I?
Yeah. You said what UFC fighter do you think made, and then you went.
Oh no, I was saying. Oh, weird. No, I was saying UFC fighters, like for what UFC fighters make or what UFC makes as a business and how successful they are. They completely fuck their fighters over.
Oh, they don't pay them.
And they weren't getting paid great in the begin with, and then they take away their possible branding and sponsorship by forcing the Reebok brand and or whatever it is now. I think they switched to like Venom or some shit like that now. I can't remember what it was, but like the fighters can't even be sponsored anymore. So it's, I don't know, man. UFC is fucking their fighters over.
Yeah.
Why can't they be sponsored?
What?
Why can't they be sponsored anymore?
So basically, because UFC originally struck a brand deal with Reebok, so they forced all the players or all the fighters to wear Reebok apparel, and Reebok associated things. So like Tyler, you probably remember when the UFC fighters used to come in all the time, and like they'd wear like all of them would have different kind of like shirts and shit like that, and they'd always have like the banners hanging behind them with all these different logos and brands that sponsor them. They can't do. They took that away from them because it's just all Reebok associated.
That's stupid.
That is stupid.
So I got some stats for you here now. This isn't even a steamy stat, but just for context in this argument, Conor McGregor's biggest UFC purse was $15.08 million. That's the biggest UFC purse in history. I'm not even going to say the biggest boxing one because everyone knows it's Floyd. I'll say possibly the second, and this is Pacquiao's purse. Pacquiao's purse from the Floyd fight was $120 million.
Oh my god, that's disgusting.
Yeah. And
That's
they're
For an hour and a half.
Yeah.
An hour.
Yeah.
For an hour.
Wow. And man, it's just nuts. And like they literally, like UFC and boxing, literally have. I mean, there's really no difference in regards to the product, the venue, and everything like that. Like it's just a different style. It's mixed martial arts versus boxing. There's some different types of politics a little bit, but overall it's essentially the exact same under the exact same roof. So the fact that there's that much of a pay difference is just mind-blowing.
There was a point when UFC first came along where both fan bases were at each other's necks and saying like boxing's dead, UFC's overrated, it's not pure enough, which is foolish. But it's gotten a lot better than it once was. I feel like you have people from both appreciating both sports, so it's gotten a lot better, and the fan bases have become a lot more similar. But I suppose, UFC you still kind of have like that bro culture to it, but they're very similar audiences nowadays. Affliction. I would think. Yeah, tap out.
Yeah, tap out.
But tap out
hoodie, head rush.
Head rush.
Head rush.
What was George St. Pierre's? St. Pierre had one. It was really douchey and flashing.
Oh, I can't remember.
I
It was on.
can't
It was his
remember.
gloves.
Yeah, I can't remember now.
So-
Everything was so overpriced. too, man. It was-
Hayabusa.
Yeah.
Hayabusa,
He's now
yeah.
he's now cashed in as a Marvel character.
There you go. Yeah, but I mean, we will probably buy that pay-per-view. We'll enjoy it to a certain degree.
Mhm.
I'm not sure what network it's going to be on though. That's
I think I just looked it up. Well, it said the broadcast, I believe. Fanmeo? Showtime.
Showtime.
Showtime. There it is.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
it's Mayweather. They don't give a shit if he's fighting a friggin' donkey. It's
Yeah.
still Mayweather.
Yeah, they're going to make lots of money. Everyone's going to make money.
$50
if it's
million
Mayweather.
purse.
Yeah.
50 million. Nice. Not bad for an exhibition.
Is it just for
$50
who?
million.
Who's getting 50 mil?
Wait, no, I was talking about the donkey against Mayweather.
Oh.
It's the world's
Actually,
richest
I-
donkey.
You're still not
Or a
wrong,
kangaroo
Tyler.
or something, man.
You're still not
The
wrong.
world's greatest
Yeah.
kangaroo.
Kangaroo get a portion of the pay-per-view.
Hopping around.
Yeah.
Floyd
It's still-
Mayweather versus Kangaroo Jack.
Man,
Kangaroo
I'd watch
Jack.
that. I would watch that.
Kangaroo Jack.
All right, let's bring it to the first segment.
First,
Is it nasty? Or is it nice?
On this week's Nasty or Nice, we're going away from sports kits and emblems once again. This one's a bit weird. I have a feeling that once one of us mentions theirs, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, that's mine," because of the nature of it. There's not that much to cover. There's a bit, but not that much that's significant enough to earn a winner's position. So this week we're going to do top 3 pieces of sports gear of all time. Now, sports gear, I defined it as anything you use in a game, with the exception of, say, the ball, puck, that sort of thing. So, does anyone want to start us up? I can start if you want, and I think
I got one.
but we won't do one thing with this week for as a difference. We won't do nasty because I mean
Okay.
we'll just do
So-
like our top 3.
Okay, how are we naming like 3 to 1, or going our top 1, 2, 3? Like what way we going about it?
I think we should just throw some
That's
out
weird.
there. I think we should just throw some.
We'll
out
all do this together, I guess, because like I said, I think all
And
of us
there's
are going to be the same.
I would like to also note that there is only one right answer for the top best sports gear,
I took it
and-
into
there.
context.
I have it.
I
I
had
and
have
it's
it.
and it's either you say it or you're wrong.
I know. I bet you I have
Okay.
it in
I'm
mind.
so
Right
curious.
now.
So I have it right here. It's obviously the sporting fan cheesehead helmet for the Green Bay Packers.
Obviously,
So
That is not
hands
what I was
down-
expecting
that
whatsoever.
is exact,
Hands down.
that is exactly what I was talking about, Josh. You
You
nailed
want to go to a game and wear your cheese heads.
That is not what I was expecting at all.
I was ready. Look, you can even find a host of funny cheese hats. You go to a Packers game, and you gotta bring your cheese.
it. What's the history behind
Wow.
cheeseheads?
Is it just yellow
We-
helmets?
No, Wisconsin is actually pretty well known for like quality cheese.
So they
That's
just fucking
it.
wear it on their
That's
head.
literally what it is.
So they wear it on their heads.
And you got to know that Green Bay is not a big like city.
Right.
The team is weirdly owned. The team is owned by the town. Right?
I didn't
I
know
was,
that.
starting,
one of the-
I was starting to figure out why Aaron Rodgers wants out now.
He's like,
fuck
this
this
is,
shit.
get me out of funny land.
If I see one with stupid fucking cheese hat, I'm gonna flip.
Or it's owned, like it's shared ownership. So like you could
Right.
you can have like Green Bay Packers shares. It's
That's
shared
fine.
ownership.
That's cool.
That's a good one. I like that. Even though, like, I don't think that will be on everyone else's list. That's a really
That
good one.
that was my
That's
1,
why I
2,
wanted to
and
go
3.
first. That's
What I did,
why I wanted to go first.
I put like the way I did mine. I took in like cultural impact as well as I don't know, artistic impact. So that's what I took into account for my top 3. So, do you want me to say my 3, my bottom
it.
one?
Do it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
The positioning of this one in the top 3 might be up for debate, but basketball sneakers.
That's my number
That's-
two.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's my number two.
So
I don't have a 3. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I don't even have a 3. I just had a 1 and 2. That's my number 2.
That's my number 12.
Yeah, that was on my list too.
That's my number 12.
And on the for 1 to 11, it's cheese, 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 and cheese, cheese. But anyone got a second one? I think with the sneakers, it's pretty undeniable. Like, it's still something
I
that
do
people
have
go
a thing.
mad for. And
Yeah, I think there's a culture behind it. There's a culture. There an exterior culture beside like people collect it who don't even touch a basketball in a day in their life, and just there's art behind it, and there's the styles, a lot of personality, a lot of players can show their personality off, and it gives there's the extra revenue for guys getting their own brands. I don't know.
It's so intertwined with it. It's is this big star getting a shoe deal? Who's gonna pick him up? That kind of thing. It's very
and they're just super stylish too, man.
Yeah.
You get some badass looking basketball shoes.
for sure.
I'll do one unserious one, last one,
Okay.
before my actual serious pick. So this one, and I'll generalize it because a lot of teams do this, and it's a big thing in hockey for sure, or at least it was. You don't see it as much anymore, and it could be attributed to when your team is great and you're cheering them on, or it could be attributed to when you're having a bit of a fan revolt. And there's
what I think it is.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So, like it's typically just when fans have the throwing on ice item. Called sports memorabilia. So the biggest ones that you can remember back from the 90s and the 2000s, the Detroit Octopus.
Yeah. The rats, right? The Panther rats.
Fans the Panther rats. Fans just throwing octopus on the ice at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Same with the Panther rats. Same thing. Like they throw the mice on the ice.
The Nashville Catfish.
That was the most recent one.
Well, Detroit still do the octopus.
I haven't seen it in forever, but
there's
really?
no fans, Josh. There's no fans, Josh.
there's no one there. No one there. But also a fun one is when fans are revolting against their team when they're terrible. I can remember the Leafs did it when the fans did the waffles. Waffles on the ice.
Oh yeah.
What about the teddy bear toss?
There you go, a teddy bear toss. And then the hat trick. Come on.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. And I guess I never really thought on the fan side of things either, because it's technically used in the game. So yeah, that's good.
That's where my mind went, because you said sports gear, and I was literally just like, take your hat, fucking throw it on the
fucking hawk it.
Rock and hawk
it. All right, Mitch, do you want to mention one of yours?
I just did my. I didn't really have a 3. I only had a 1 and 2, and 2 was this basketball sneakers.
Is your one the same as my 2?
I don't know. It better.
I don't know.
If it's jersey.
My number 2 is an NHL goalie helmet.
Because it's fucking number 1.
Yeah,
fucking 1.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking of Patty Waugh and how as a kid. Okay, this is a story. I shout out to all my art teacher, fucking Mr. Abbott. He used to draw Patrick Waugh's goalie masks, and he used to take him into class, and he had prototypes, and he'd be drawing in class. Cool. He'd be like, "Oh, this is the one that I'm having, whatever." And we're like, "This is the coolest thing ever." He'd bring in all Patrick Waugh's gear and everything. We'd all be trying it on. Sick. But yeah, he'd be in class constantly, while we're doing whatever. Just
I love the personalization when it comes to helmets for goalies. It's such a cool aspect of it, and it's an old tradition now. But even down to the funniest little details. Now you get to the point now, Freddie Anderson from Toronto has Lego.
Say that. Yeah,
Legos on his.
He's from Denmark, where Legos was originated from or invented.
Sick.
One of my personal favorites is Cujo.
That's badass as hell.
It took me forever to find out. I only found out a few years ago that it was a dog because Cujo.
Because the movie.
The movie.
Yeah.
I always thought it was a bear.
I think, I don't think anything really compares to that in terms of, sports equipment, because, sure, you can customize your basketball shoe, and I guess you can put an image on it, but you wouldn't really get that very much with a shoe. But, with a helmet, there's so much potential for art, and, just the visual aspect of it is...
To to this day, it's one of the most underrated masks, and people forget about it. Partly because it was the goalie who wore it, but because it was so used. He was little. But Jonas Hiller, when he was with the Ducks for Movember, had a mask on, and I always loved Jonas Hiller's masks. They were really simple but stylish.
Mhm.
And he had a mask on, and it was like all the imagery was like little Polaroid pictures of every single teammate, like Anaheim Ducks fans, but with
that's
like
cool.
drawn on mustaches on them. Because for
Oh, that's
Movember.
really cool.
So
That's
they had,
awesome.
like big fancy mustaches. It was such a sick mask.
To think
Nice.
like,
Fuck, man, I
and
don't
this-
remember that.
and it has such a, even just a goalie mask in general has such like a well, to think that it stemmed from this, but
Yeah.
but to like even have like an imprint on pop culture, like Jason Voorhees,
Yeah,
the goalie mask, right?
yeah, exactly.
Which is like the painted chevron on it, and
Yeah.
how much it's evolved since then. Like it's
You
pretty.
know
crazy.
whose mask sucks? Carey
Who?
Price with that Country Stars. Brutal.
Not a fan.
Brutal.
It's not great. Now that one he debuted this year was insane. Like the skull robotic cyborg.
Oh,
one.
That one was
That's
sick.
good. That is a good one.
That one was excellent.
This is, I don't know if you guys can see it. This was Jonas Hiller's. Let me see if I can get to focus.
Yes.
That's
there
so
it
cool.
is.
Yeah, they all got the
Oh, yeah.
mustaches.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, well, it was so cool.
Nice. But yeah, there's so many different things you could do with it. You could change it depending on what time of year it is. I don't know if you're allowed to change it so many times a year. I would assume as long as you get an
can
artist.
change it as
You
much
can
as
change
you can
whenever
change it
you
as
want.
much as you want. It's just it might start to cost you a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a while. It can take a while. Like some guys, and there's so many ways to customize it now. So you can do wraps instead of just painting it. But the
Yeah.
painting usually takes a month or two,
Right.
and wraps are pretty quick.
Yeah.
But
Even the old Gary Cheevers
that's the classic, and I think in
Yeah.
my opinion, the all-time greatest.
with the stitches on it.
And they'd add stitch marks for every time he got
Every
hit.
time he got hit in the mask.
They'd get the trainer would add new stitch marks depending on
That's
where
so
he got
cool.
hit. Yeah.
That's
But
awesome.
There's so many good ones like the Gary Bromley.
That's amazing.
That's intimidating.
Yeah, man. Fucking Grim Reaper just staring you down.
But that
Imagine
one,
being on a breakaway and seeing that.
that one took number 2 for me just because of artistic potential and just like how much you could pour into it creatively.
Now I'm curious what your number one is.
My number 1.
Is it the Jofa?
No.
Yeah.
The Jofa is classic.
It is. Something, it's in the same vein as the basketball sneakers in that I think it's permeated the sport itself, or permeated pop culture. 3 of us are wearing them right now. It's the baseball hat.
Oh, a baseball hat.
Oh, I never even thought about that one.
I
Yeah,
think that
Actually,
one,
you're right. That one has to be one of the big, if not the biggest, for sure.
because I don't think it was a fashion thing for baseball, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
It
so.
was. I don't think it was. But the baseball, but to be called the baseball cap.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
Definitely
like-
number
like
one.
You're wearing a hockey and it's this is a baseball cap.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Tyrell's
Like
wearing a
basketball.
basketball.
Yep.
Joshua wearing a hockey hat.
Hockey,
But
3 different
that's
sports.
a
They're all
basketball
caps.
hat. That's baseball hat.
But
What team is mine?
I wasn't expecting that because for sports gear, I was gonna go with the jersey.
Mm.
I really took it from a fan perspective.
That was good. I liked what
yeah,
you
like,
brought to the table.
Yeah.
Like if there was the one quintessential thing that you wear as a fan, it's the jersey, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Fred, what's on your hat? I want to know now.
You want to know?
Quicksilver. O'Neal.
Billabong.
NASA.
Peace.
My
Baseball.
favorite team.
Not
Didn't
guessing
expect that.
No, that was my next guess.
Basketball shoes were my number 1, but my number 2 were something that's definitely artistically underutilized that I think they should. I don't know maybe if it's a safety thing or what, but the basketball mask.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the goggles. And I'm going to put a 2 for 1. And
I like the
basketball
goggles.
goggles as well. As someone who wears glasses, I would have loved to get a prescription pair of basketball goggles.
What are we
I think they
talking?
look great.
Are we talking like the Hakeem bubbles.
I'm talking the
Horace
like
Grant.
Hakeem, the
Horace
Amari
Grant.
Stoudemire, like the
Yeah.
goggles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Decorate that thing, man. Distract
Yeah.
people. Have little sayings and shit on it.
There,
or
there
something.
must be a rule where you can't because like everyone just wears like the clear or black, so it's kind of weird. But,
Yeah, it is a rule. You can't even wear black now. Apparently, the last one to do that, I think it was Kyrie. He got a fine because you're not allowed.
shit.
So it has to be clear.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
makes
Gotta
sense.
see,
That
gotta
makes
see
sense.
your
We
face.
have to know.
But-
We have to make sure it is you.
We have to be able to tell what your identity is.
And not Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
The goggles. Though.
That could actually be. That could
Just in
actually
case
be
it's Batman.
Batman for all we know.
Yeah.
I
I'm
had the
trying to-
prescription goggles for high school ball. I had
Did
the
you?
prescription ones, yeah.
Nice.
Man,
Because I couldn't wear contacts. My eyes were always dry. And then I had the glasses with the big old strap, man.
Oh man, that's badass.
I broke so
love
many
that.
glasses. I broke so
Yeah.
many pairs. People jumping on them. And I'm like, all right, mates, I'm sitting out the rest of the game because I can't see anything.
That's my biggest regret of high school. Not just biting the bullet, getting the goggles because would have played so much better.
Yeah.
They are
There
sick.
was two of us actually that had the goggles, man. Fucking, we rocked it.
Guys, I got something special for this week's show.
Yes. What?
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's time for award predictions. Wow, that soundbite is loud.
That
I
was
was
excellent.
I
It was
was
excellent. You
I was not
stopped
done.
it right when I started dancing.
I know. I was not done dancing.
Yeah.
Please play it again.
Let's
was-
start
I
right
was-
back up. From your ultra important A-list media members, the host of the Jersey Talk Podcast. Now we're getting a sponsor for sure.
All right, nailed it.
All right, so we are going to put our predictions in for, as it stands right now, there's not much left this the NBA season at least. There's a little bit left in the NHL, but I feel like at this point in the season, it's a good time to make some predictions. Yeah, we'll make them for the NBA and the NHL for these significant awards. We might leave out one or two. Yeah, but let's start off with, I guess we'll start off with the NBA. Let's see. Tyrell, do you have a prediction for... What are we going to start with? Are we going to start with a hot topic? Rookie of the year? You want to start with that?
Yeah, I'll start with that.
All right. Do you have one? Do you have a rookie of the year that you're going to hit us with?
I got one, and everyone knows who it is. It's LaMelo Ball. Like,
So good.
Charlotte was not a bad team before he came, and he just came and changed the culture.
Yeah.
Of that team. Like, they have announcers that are like fucking just hype men now. Like,
Yeah.
where did they come from? I don't even know who they are, but I love the videos. And he just like, remember what's their like starting point guard's name? He was a rookie last year, did really well. Oh my god! See, that's
The
exactly
Hornets
Yeah.
starting point.
right. We're not even talking about it because LaMelo kicked him out of his fucking seat. And he averages 12 points a game.
Man. He did took her job.
He took his fucking job. No, I know LaMelo's injured, but with what I've seen so far, it's LaMelo hands down. He just took a good team and has put himself in the starting lineup. He's like, "This is my team now." And he looked at Gordon Hayward and was like, "No, you're gonna."
Look at me. Look at me.
I'm the
I'm the
I'm
captain.
the captain now.
Yeah. Was it Devontae Graham?
Yes, Devontae Graham. Remember, he averaged 20 points last season. He's like 12 in the sixth man now.
Who's
Or-
that?
Yeah. Who?
He's a great player, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
they got to dump him for something because
Yeah,
he
do
is
that
a
now.
starter in any other team. But
And for some context for those who don't watch too much, LaMelo has been out for a little bit now. What, 2 months ish?
And he's done for the season, right?
Yeah.
No,
no,
actually,
he's coming back.
there's rumors that he might make it back for a couple games. So
Oh, okay.
So there's that, and the Hornets are in the playoffs as far as I know.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
So why rush him?
Okay.
Like,
But yeah,
Can
it
you-
was I think a fracture in his wrist, so it progressed a lot better than what people thought, and people were saying Anthony Edwards was catching up to him, but I just don't think he has as much impact as LaMelo, and and he's not a good defensive player. Not that you should judge someone super quick for defense as soon as they hit the big leagues, but I just don't think there's that much of a competition there. He missed a bit of time, sure, but I think in terms of impact and, you know, stats and everything, he went right into the starting lineup when he wasn't supposed to at the start of the season. Yeah, that's my pick as well.
R.I.P. Devontae Graham. Like, it's just...
Was Charlotte even a team before LaMelo? Did they exist before LaMelo?
Yeah, I guess Del Curry played there at one point. Was Del
They're
Curry
still the Bobcats, right?
The Bobcats?
Was Del Curry their only player? Oh, they had Chris Paul too. Del Curry and Chris Paul. That was their only players before LaMelo
Man,
Ball.
Chris Paul's after moving around somewhat for such a good player. Holy crap.
Journeyman, man.
Yeah. Do you guys want to give us an NHL Rookie of the Year?
I think.
Oh,
The equivalent?
Would you say there's only
interesting.
one?
No, I think there's one making a case for himself
You think
now.
Robertson?
Yeah, I think Robertson.
I think if they remain close in points and tied, I think Robertson might take it because of the age.
First name?
Yes.
Jason Robertson,
Jason
right?
Robertson, sorry.
Yeah.
That's
Is he
good.
Is he related to Nick Robertson?
Brother.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
his brother too, eh?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's
So, yeah,
actually
For me, he
like
kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird.
he turned it on halfway through the season.
halfway.
Mhm.
So there's Kirill Kaprizov with Minnesota Wild, and the thing is with him though, he's actually 24 years old.
He's an
and he's been-
overager.
Yeah.
You know what?
He's 24 years old, and he's been playing the KHL for a few years with men. So I mean, he's not like what you'd say.
He's
is
not
true
really a
sense of
rookie. That's what I was bringing up. prior
Like
to
he's the
pod.
same age as Mikko Rantanen and like Mitch Marner.
Connor
and shit like that.
McDavid.
Yes. So,
I'd argue that I'm with you on that. I think actually Robertson deserves it more. Like when Panarin won Rookie of the Year, he was clear cut. I believe who else was up for it? I think he was clear cut Rookie of the Year, right?
I can't even remember.
He
to
was
be
above
honest
and
with you.
beyond. But if you have it that close, that should be a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
I think age should be considered if you're like
Yeah.
someone who steps in at a younger age. Like Jason Robertson's got to be what, like 20 years old, maybe 19.
19, I think.
Let me see.
But
I think
man,
he's
I
gonna
was
be
looking
older
up
than Nick
some of
Robertson.
his highlights. He's making the team so much better. Like he was there playing with I think it was Jamie Benn there on a play where it was a breakout for an OT winner. He was completely gassed. Like he was. I must have been on the ice for about a minute 30, and he blocked the shot, took off 2-on-1, passed it to Ben, game-winning goal, and he was too tired to even celebrate. I'm like,
He just
he's a
fell over.
rookie. That's
Yeah.
hard work. Like he
So
pulled balls out.
you're like
that
that. That's a playoff performer right there.
Yeah.
He's
really good.
He's 21,
Okay.
but he literally he played 1 full year AHL, and he literally played just one full year men's pro. Like he played 19-20 season, 60 games in the AHL, 3 games in the NHL, and then this year is his 44 games, and right now he has 41 points in 44 games.
I think
What?
he
He's
should
almost a
definitely
point per
take it.
game. Man, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think he should get it for sure.
Love it.
So next up, we're going to move on to this isn't my favorite award, Tyrell. Defensive Player of the Year. It's Rudy Gobert. Again.
Again.
Just give him the award and call it a day.
Yeah.
You don't really need to say anything.
Shut
It's
down
like-
the league for COVID last year, so technically
Yeah,
defended everyone.
He's defending
so.
everyone.
Yeah. What do you mean he didn't defend anybody?
That is a shutdown defense, man.
Yeah, he shut down the
league.
country.
No one scores.
Get out of my house, and my bed, and my country, and my car. Yeah, I think
Screw everyone.
there's not really much of a debate there. That's all I'll really say. Ben Simmons, Doc Rivers has been talking up Ben Simmons as a contender, but like the way the center is in the NBA, it's so important to your defense that like it's rare for anyone to really be considered for defensive player of the year that isn't a center. So it's Gobert. It's not Simmons. Don't give me that garbage. He's the best wing defender, but like impactfully, statistically, yes. It's Gobert. It's Rudy Gobert. So Do you guys want to throw another award at us for? Oh, sure.
There
Sorry,
is-
Tyrell. Do you agree with that? Do you? Are you
Oh,
putting
yeah.
Gobert up there again?
It's always Gobert, LeBron, or fucking Simmons every year. It's one of those guys. I don't care.
Just give it to someone.
Just throw a dartboard.
Yeah. You guys want to follow up with another NHL one?
Well, do you want to look at it for
Selke.
Selke?
Well, no.
Do you want
Well,
offensive defenseman or defenseman?
You can bring another award in altogether. It doesn't have to be defensive player.
Do you want to go? Yeah, because my mind went to Selke.
All right.
All right, let's go
Defensive
Selke
player of
then.
the year. But
All
maybe
right,
we
let's-
could just quickly do both.
Okay.
Because I think it should be obvious for the Norris.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
I think
I know
it
who
should
I
be.
think it should be.
I think it should be. You're gonna say Adam Fox, right?
I think Adam Fox.
Thank you.
Agreed.
It
I
should be
Adam
agree
Fox.
too. It should be Adam Fox.
Oh, look at
now,
us! Holy shit,
Yeah.
we
I
agreed
agree.
on something.
I think it should be Adam Fox as well. But we're so young. I'm afraid that for some reason that might be held against him.
I hate that about
That
the
happened.
NHL.
I think that happened with Roman Yossi a couple of years ago before
Probably.
he actually won it, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, he's playing fantastic,"
Yeah.
and then they gave it to someone else. You know,
You gotta be nominated
Drew
a couple
Doughty
times.
or
Yeah.
someone else.
Yeah.
first,
That's literally how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's why I think there's still a chance Hedman gets it again. And
Yeah.
no, I still think Hedman's overall, because like this is Adam Fox like only second year in the career. Like Hedman is still probably the best defenseman in the league.
Yeah.
But I think Fox is just having such a great year.
Yeah.
Like you said, I think he probably deserves it. I just the way the voting goes sometimes, man. Like you
Yeah.
said, Josh, you gotta be
Yeah.
nominated so many times, blah 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 kind of.
I really wish, I wish they would just do it for the best player in that regard.
And for those who don't know, the James Norris Memorial Trophy is the defensive player trophy for the NHL.
Yeah, it's just the best defenseman. So where you say, Alex, for the NBA, like the best defensive player, the NHL kind of has two awards because they have the best defenseman and then best defensive forward.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that wouldn't be a bad idea for the NBA. Have a wing defender award and a center.
I think it would make it more interesting for sure. Because now it seems like just who gets the most blocks or like who, I don't know. I feel like it's never a true award.
Because
honestly.
defending the perimeter is tough, and if you
Fuck
put
yeah.
Rudy Gobert on the perimeter, he's not going to
Good.
guard a
Turn
perimeter player.
around.
Yeah, so like
Crazy.
it's completely different two aspects of defending. So
I always thought that was a bullshit award. Just
it is.
to give the center something, I guess, like now because they stripped the center of everything else. Well, actually, we'll get
You
into
should
that
have
later.
the players vote on it, right? Who they hate to guard the most, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm sure that's
That
You
probably
could be
out
like,
there.
I hate to guard LeBron James. You just gonna, or it'd be Steph Curry, right? So then these are.
Yeah, I hate guarding Steph Curry. No matter where he shoots it from, he scores.
One name that always gets brought up for hate being guarded by is Drew Holiday. Always by the players, they say like
He's just on you.
I hate being matched up against Drew Holiday.
There's always those guys that are like sneakily defensive good that doesn't stand out because defense is not sexy, so it doesn't stand out. It doesn't really get caught well on camera, and people don't talk about it a lot. That's like the same in the NHL. Like Nathan McKinnon was asked who he hates playing against, and he actually said Philip Deneau of the Montreal Canadiens.
pick for the Selke this year.
And
my
that actually
favorite.
brings me to another point. That's the big difference between the NBA actually gives it to the best defensive player or one of the better defensive players. The NHL has a tendency to give it to the defenseman that scores the most points.
Yeah,
For
for the Norris.
Okay.
Yeah. So Norris is always defenseman. You can't be a forward wearing the Norris. But like you said, Josh, for some reason Norris is always the highest scoring defenseman.
Interesting.
Like,
Even
if they were
even though
giving it-
that's not the title of it's not a defensive scoring title.
Yeah.
I wish that would change. I wish I think it would make it a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
And it would shine a better light on such an important aspect of hockey because I find in hockey only offense really gets glorified.
Well, that's kind of the same thing
Defense
too.
doesn't.
Like a lot of people have sometimes they're good with it, and other times they're not. But a lot of people have trouble distinguishing the MVP of the Hart from a scoring title kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like a lot. It's like I don't care if you're like you led the team in scoring. It's MVP means most valuable player to your team.
Yeah.
Like it's just
You always think of the year that Taylor Hall won.
Yeah.
He was easily the most valuable player.
Oh, by far, yeah.
Because they wouldn't have made the playoffs without him.
No, and the point differential from his next closest teammate was
30
just
something
insane.
points.
Yeah, it was just insane.
How about we use that as a segue to the MVP?
Yeah.
You want me to go first, or you go first with the MVP, Tyrell, for the NBA?
NBA? I gotta go with the Joker.
Yeah.
Was that yours?
Yeah.
Joker. Oh man,
Man,
No, it's good.
a lot of people's lists.
You see his block last night?
I didn't know.
I stuffed him.
Yeah, he,
Get
Is it the
that
Zion
garbage out of here.
that was the Zion one. He
The Zion one? Oh yeah.
he blocked.
Was it on Zion?
Yeah, he blocked Zion to
didn't
win
know
the
that.
game because
That
that.
I
And
didn't realize-
Zion's field goal percentage is the best in the league, so that means something.
That's huge.
Have you guys seen those memes where it's like a young Jokic who's like just a chubby little kid? You're
Yes,
like, this guy's gonna be
yes.
an MVP in the league one day.
His picture when he was a kid is hilarious. That is worth looking up for anyone listening and watching. Just search like Nikola Jokic kid, and it's
Yeah.
it's
Maybe the first
something
one comes
else.
Oh man.
But yeah, he's definitely, and I think it strengthens his case that Jamal Murray is out, and they're fine. Like they're
Where are
good.
they at now? They were 8-2 or something without him last time I checked, but
I don't know the exact
That was a
record
while
without
ago.
him, but hey, props to Aaron Gordon as well.
no, come on.
Props
Let's not
to
do
his,
that.
Props
That's
to
not gonna
his 50 on his jersey.
I'm pretty
not
sure.
get carried away.
Now, the thing too with the Nuggets, man, and I think will really
Michael
cement
Porter Jr.
Jokic winning the MVP is they're 12-3 or something like that. So it's Jamal Murray going down.
Yeah, it's 12-3.
Like it didn't slow him down at all, and
kept
if
going.
not, they stepped up their game to fill the gap.
Yeah, what? Everyone forgot about Will Barton. Honestly, like
Yeah.
for a while there, before Jamal Murray broke out, there was Jamal, Will, and Gary Harris, and I was like, those three dudes are the same dude.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. When I did pay attention to Nuggets basketball, I was like, they're all the same player to me. I have no idea a difference between any of them. So props to them for stepping up. Well, not Gary Harris because he's somewhere else now, but
I can't remember Michael Porter Jr. He's only on the team for a year now, I think, or maybe just this season. I'm not sure, but he's making an impact as well. So I just think Jokic's case is really strong. Embiid was up there. LeBron was up there at the beginning of the season. I don't think he cares about it anymore. He's probably going to rest as much as he can. There's more players than you would think competing for it this year. Harden had a little bit of a case. He's injured now, which is weird. Harden injured. Lillard had a tiny bit of a case, not as much.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris Paul. Chris
They're
Paul.
second.
Chris Paul is actually a sneaky good example because the Suns were poop, absolute shit last year, and man, I think they're the top seed in the West right now.
They're second. Yeah.
Behind Coach
Jazz.
of the Year Quinn Snyder that's the
There
Coach
you
of the Year
go.
award there. We'll get it out of the
I mean
way.
Steve Nash.
Nice. But yeah, Jokic's stats as of right now: 26.3 points per game, 10.9 rebounds per game, 8.7 assists per game. There you go.
That's crazy.
That's
Like,
some crazy numbers.
Point center.
Yeah.
Point guard center.
But yeah, make sure to look up that picture of him as a kid. It's completely worth it. Who's your MVP for the NHL, guys?
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I think it's a no-brainer. Yeah.
It's going to Conor McDavid.
If you, like,
He's throwing up stats like Mario Lemieux Gretzky stats right
yeah,
now.
we
Yeah.
haven't seen what he's doing since
The 90s,
the
since
ni-
like 95,
early 90s,
96
late 80s.
with
Yeah.
Yager, Lemieux, Francis era.
Um,
That's how good he's
It's a little bit contradictory to what I was saying earlier about how like they tend to go, points
I was
MVP.
gonna
but
say
it-
the same thing. man.
But this time around, man, he's legit. Like
there's a line you have to draw.
he's just like so
Where-
far beyond everyone.
So,
It's-
do you remember this debate last year? Everyone was like, "Oh, if Connor McDavid never got injured, Draisaitl won the Hart." If you look at the stats right now, the guy's played the same amount of games. He has like 10 more points than Draisaitl right now. If
Yeah.
he never got injured, he probably would have. He would have ran away with it, I think.
The way I look at Edmonton too, man, they still do not have depth there. They do not have depth.
It's a 1 and 2 line.
They
That's
don't.
it.
They don't have any real like. Darnell Nurse is a good defenseman. After that, it completely.
And
drops
Barry's
off.
had a really good good
Tyson
good
Barry.
year.
Tyson Barry. Yes, Tyson
Yeah.
Barry.
I really hope they pay him $7 million a year.
I don't know.
Six, 7
That's gonna be
years.
that's
No,
gonna
I
be an
don't know
issue.
about that. I wouldn't give that, but
But
They
yeah,
might do it. Keep him.
I mean, Connor McDavid is still carrying that team. He's getting help, but he's not on a Stanley Cup team still. But he's doing what he's doing. So
He's always going to do it. The thing about Conor McDavid that's crazy is he's the evolution of hockey.
yeah,
he is. He really
He's
is.
the next athlete. That's the next level.
Yeah.
You'll never see any player in our league that's going to be as good as him in the next, maybe that'll happen in the next 10, 15, 20 years.
You love to see that. You
We
really do.
might be lucky. This is very, very possibly this might be the best player that we'll see in our lifetime.
I think he will be.
And you
He's
can't take
so
it for
fun to
granted.
watch.
As a fan, you can't get caught up in the nonsense of like, oh, he's on my team, he's shit. Don't be that fan.
Yeah.
If he's
Just
a good
enjoy-
player, just
enjoy
take in some of
watching
his
him.
games every now and then.
I want to when we can go back to see games again. Fred, you could do this because you're here in Ottawa as well. But I would love to see Edmonton and Ottawa and go to a game just to see Conor McDavid play.
Just to see how fast he actually is, right?
Yeah. We got to see that with we did get, I don't know if you remember this, but we got to see that when Toronto was in here for Ottawa.
Yeah.
We saw Austin Matthews play.
Yeah.
And it's
2
one
goals or
thing.
something?
And I saw Ovi play.
It's exciting.
And the game where he passed Messier.
That's a cool thing
And
to
it's
see.
it's crazy. It's crazy to see when you see them live, it's a whole different thing.
Ovechkin must be so intimidating to see moving on the ice.
Dude, he's a barrel that's
Yeah.
going at light speed.
Barrel.
It was weird to watch.
You're that's a big man, and that's scary how well he's moving and how fast.
The funniest part is he's it's on the ice float, and then just takes off.
Yeah.
And then you're oh my god, and then he gets a pass and it's just a shot that's light speed. You're
Yeah.
that's insane, man.
That's why I really want to see Connor, because how he can, when he'll grab it from his zone, and then once he starts picking up speed,
You're not
that's it.
catching him.
You can't catch him. There's nothing you can do.
One thing I like about talking about these two sports in comparison a lot is you can always draw similar things. Right now we're doing it with the awards, but first thing I think about is big body being ultra intimidating but super smooth at the same time. Jokic, but Zion. That's what that reminds me of. It's that dude is moving that fast and he's that big. Holy crap!
Power, right?
Yeah. So he's the Ovechkin of the NBA.
I think
might have
essentially.
Yeah.
I'm at the point of thinking that for the NHL, that's now Matthews. He's stepping in and
I
taking
can
that from
see where
Ovechkin.
you're coming from.
The guy you've seen a couple, because I'll watch these games and we're on Discord and stuff, right? You've seen these games too. He's at a new level now.
He's
And
garbage.
it's insane. Mitch, did you see the
You
goal
say
the
he's
other
garbage?
night?
Because I hate him.
Yeah, well, did you
Touches
see,
his stick. I'm fucking garbage.
Mitch, did you see the game? Did you see his goal last night?
Yeah, it's just
Out of air.
it's nuts how quick the puck.
It's a goal scorer's goal.
The puck touches the stick for a second and then it's in the back of the net. His wrist shot is the best in the league by far.
And you want to know what the craziest thing is? Is that he had another chance later in that game that if that went in, that's the goal of the year. And I'm not even counting the one that we did see that went in. There was one where he batted it out of the air and then hit it out of the air at the net, and the goalie made the save.
Right.
And you're if that goes in, you're okay, that was even better than the last one.
We'll cover the last couple of awards just because we got a couple more topics to get to in one more segment. But we'll just gun them off here. My sixth man of the year, probably Jordan Clarkson. What do you think, Taro?
Joe Ingles.
Oh, nice. I like that. That's a good one.
Tyrell had that one ready to go.
Joe Ingles.
Wait, who?
It's the whitest dude, Just look up his picture after this. It's.
Let's see. Anything else? Most improved. I'm gonna go with Julius Randle. I feel like that's a runaway.
NHL should have most improved. I don't know why the fuck they don't have that.
You fucking got me.
Who would that be? Who would that be this year if that was the thing?
Most improved?
Yeah.
Tyrell, did you have the same one or no? Who is it?
No, but yours is obviously better. I had Christian Wood, but yours,
that's good. Christian Wood's good.
No. Yeah, it's good, but not true.
I like Julius Randle. His success this year is really something else. I got something. I'm gonna get to that later.
He really is the whitest dude ever. He looks like
Are you looking up Joe Ingles right now?
Yeah.
Oh man, he's a fucking baller too.
he looks like a pickup league, like rec league basketball player.
You want to know how many points he's averaging off the bench right now?
What's that?
18.
Off the bench.
Off the fucking bench
Wow, that's
for
like
Utah.
Steve
I
Kerr
actually
numbers
didn't.
or
I
what?
actually didn't know that he was off the bench.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
he is.
Who?
He's balling out.
Ring
Who's
those.
the one?
Ring
we were
those
talking
Ingle
about this
bells.
Yeah, we were talking about this before, Alex. Who's the one that was on the Lakers?
This man
That
is
looks,
at everybody's local.
He's a bench player, but
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Josh.
no, like the bench player. I think it was in the Lakers last year. The one that just has like the skullet.
Crusoe?
Caruso. Oh yeah, he's like balding.
Caruso?
Yeah.
What a legend!
He's balding.
Look-
He's up for free agent. He might get some tasty money. Some
Yeah.
tasty money
Look-
this year.
Look
Houston
that one
won.
up, Mitch.
Alex Caruso. But
Alex Caruso.
some awards to name off. I'll go with Quinn Snyder as well for Coach of the Year. Do you guys want to mention any more awards before we go to the next segment?
Coach of the
NHL?
year, guys, for
Coach of the year for the NHL.
I got mine. I think we're all gonna have different ones.
I think
Alex
so.
Caruso.
Yeah, I love
Here.
that guy.
There you
That
go.
what a legend. I got one too for Coach of the Year.
I'm
for-
going. I'm either going.
I'm going
Rob,
Quenneville.
yeah,
Yes, that was my pick.
Yeah.
Quenneville
I'm going
or
Quenneville.
Rod Brendamore.
Oh,
Brendan Moore's
man.
good too.
I didn't think
it's-
anyone was gonna say Quenneville.
Yeah,
I didn't.
no,
I really didn't.
Yeah.
No, same about Quenneville or Rod Brendamore, but I'm
He-
thinking Quenneville, especially one because it's Florida, two because of the injuries they've had to deal with, and they're
Yes,
Yeah.
man. Ekblad, and they're still winning.
yeah,
And look at the division they're in.
yeah,
Yes, they're in a tough division.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
the toughest division by far.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. I thought someone was gonna say Barry Trotz with the Islanders.
no. You
Man,
know why? You know why?
They lost Tavares and they're still on the top, man. They're doing well.
Yes,
They're, I
but
don't
you
know
know
what
why?
they're
It's because
doing
they
now, but-
play such fucking boring hockey.
That's
No one's
it.
ever gonna vote
Hey,
for 'em.
trap game, man. Fucking
hate it.
New Jersey
I
did
hate
it and
it.
won a cup doing it.
Yeah, but they're not Jersey. They don't got Stevens killing
Fred,
people at the blue
Fred,
line.
Fred,
Rotor
People
and
ending
net.
careers.
You might as well just give it to Daryl Soderby.
Oh,
Hey, guys.
that was the most boring game I ever watched, man. Oh god, Calgary hockey. Ugh.
Let's get to a little sexy segment.
That stat is steamy. The steamy stat.
We got the Steamy Stat this week from myself and Tyrell. Tyrell, I wonder if one of these is going to be the same one. I got two, but I'll let you go first.
It might be the same one. Going back to like the Zion compared to Ovechkin thing. Anyways.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was this week or last week. He was the first one since Michael Jordan to score 2,000 career points in 80 games, which is like 25 points a game,
Wow.
which is pretty fucking whack for your first 82 as
Yeah.
a rookie.
Nice.
I think he did it in 79, so even more than 25 points a game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And
That's crazy.
definitely, like his I mentioned before, his field goal percentage is through the charts. Like if he's in the
Oh,
paint,
man.
you're not stopping him.
I didn't even know he was averaging that much, honestly. But yeah, I heard
The guy's like a physical beast.
As soon as they give
Yeah,
some
yeah.
talent to that team and they get some more experience, look out! It's gonna be
I mean,
scary.
if you want to say place, like if you want to go to a team where like you don't want to be moving around, you want to kind of set a home up, and you want to start like be part of a winning franchise, that's the place to go. Is build yourself around that.
You
around
just
Zion.
you just hope because it's a shit. It's not a sexy market, right?
It's not. No, that's the rough part.
Yeah, like I don't know. Is he gonna
Well,
stay
you
in
got
New
the
Orleans?
Saints.
and that's the thing too. That's the
Drew
thing.
Brees is gone.
He might. Who knows?
But that's the thing though too. Like you said, Alex. I mean, like nothing's a sure thing. Like Zion might up and now.
Yeah.
I just up and go somewhere else.
Wasn't that a thing though? Like his draft year, a possibility. Like there was talk about that already. It was just like
Well,
he
he
doesn't
said
wanna be there.
recently, someone when he was playing in New York, he got
right.
he got literally giddy
Yeah,
on
he
the
wanted
on the
to do
mic at a press conference. He's like, "I love playing here, man. It's like I love playing in New Orleans, but Madison Square Garden, man." And of course,
Yeah.
Knicks fans are like, "Oh,
Davis
They-
was moved before they got they drafted Zion before they moved Davis, right?
It was the same year.
It was the same
no,
year.
I think they got the Zion pick in the Davis trade. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
what did
I
that?"
think so. Yeah. Like, what else would they get for Anthony Davis?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Well, I think really
because
I thought it was because they were that bad.
I can't remember, but I don't know if
You're probably right because they probably weren't that bad with Anthony Davis on the team.
we have
to
fringe
take that
playoff
low.
team or something like that. Like fringe.
Yeah.
I kind of miss Pelicans Anthony
Because
Davis.
they got that pick from the Lakers, and that was the year. Actually, I don't know. Actually, I
They
honestly
lucked
can't
out with the Zion pick because they weren't that low.
Mm.
Like, they were pretty high up in the rankings still for like the lottery draft.
Did
So
they
I
win
think-
a lottery?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
So I think I can't remember now, but they got a crap ton of players from the Lakers, and I think they got a pick, but
yeah,
I don't know if they.
I think it was their own.
Yeah, they got Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball. I remember that.
Yeah.
So my steamy stat, it's to do with a player that we were just talking about for most improved. It's to do with Julius Randle. So, prior to this season, the only player in NBA history to average 20-plus point per game, 10-plus rebounds per game, and 5-plus assists per game, with a 40-plus three-point percentage, was Larry Bird.
Little Bird. The Birdman.
So, this season, 2 players are on pace to join him. Nikola Jokic, makes sense, and Julius Randle. So, woo!
Wow.
That's a big jump for Julius Randle. And one thing you got to consider, too, I'm pretty sure in that season, that's 84-85 Larry Bird, I'm pretty sure he only shot like 53s. Like, I don't even think that's a stretch.
Really.
So,
really, Larry Bird?
Yeah, threes weren't.
Well, I guess he was always down the paint.
It's like he was an excellent shooter. It's just it wasn't as much of a part of the game as it is now.
Ray Allen like barely broke 150 in the season usually. Like,
yeah, and that's like he's one of the top 5 greatest shooters of all time. And one other steamy stat that I wanted to throw in was yesterday, trailing 12-11, 3 minutes and 20 seconds into the game, the Mavericks against the Warriors began what would become a 28-0 run the next 9 minutes and 40 seconds. That would
28-0 run.
And it ended up being a
that's crazy
36-4 run over the next 13 and 31 minutes. So, this is the second longest unanswered run in the last 20 years.
What was number 1? I'm curious.
It was the Knicks against the Raptors, I think.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
So yeah, that was a thing, and to think of where the Warriors were before. Now that said, Steph is having a great season, but yeah, it's a pretty garbage stat for that team. It's okay because it's the Warriors. Shall we bring it to the very last?
He still thinks he's gonna be MVP.
Steph has he made a little bit of a case, but I don't think he's at the table.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's bring it to the very last segment.
Hey, bro! Hey! I like the pick and roll. I like the give and go.
Answer the question.
Freak out, yo!
So there's a couple of topics that we didn't get to this week. I'll just blast them off here. So the NHL inked a deal with ESPN and TNT. That's
a big one, man.
It's kind of a big deal, gotta say.
I'm gonna put this out here.
Yeah.
Build me your TNT NHL panel.
Ooh, that's good. I like that.
Shaq,
you know what I mean?
Charles Barkley.
Hey, yeah. So Jeff O'Neill has to be on it.
Jeff O'Neill. You can say Brett Hall.
Yeah.
Wait.
Drunk Brett Hall.
Blow.
Gotta be drunk.
Drunk Brett Hall, Jeff O'Neill.
Yeah, it can't be sober Brett Hall.
No.
Drunk
Yeah, it's
Brett
gotta be
Hall.
drunk Brett Hall.
It's a part of his contract. He has to be drinking.
And
it's like you gotta be drinking a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta be a couple of margaritas deep. Who would be the host?
I would love that though, like James Duffy.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Probably Ron McClain.
Yeah,
No,
Ron
my
McClain
God,
is very
Ron.
Ernie Johnson. You're right.
Yeah.
Just reel them all in.
They'll co-host.
Yeah.
It's
That's
funny. It's exciting though. That it's just more so to draw attention to the fact that it's really cool that the NHL are now actually moving towards that. Like,
bigger.
Yeah, but like that more of that fan friendly, like focus on the broadcast, like something. Fun.
Yeah, I hope they do
fun
bring in some.
broadcast.
That's a really good thing you brought up,
Joe
Josh.
Rogan. Get
I
Joe
hope-
Rogan in there.
For the
Joe Rogan.
I really like
He-
that you brought that up the panel thing.
He would
That's
just go on
interesting.
a tirade about weed and like UFOs and shit.
Fuck it.
What if the NHL
And they'll
and
make the hockey.
NBA
And make hockey
were
bigger
one?
though. Fuck it.
It would be, yeah. It's honestly like the fact that it's ESPN and TNT, like those are your top two. I'm excited. Like the next 5 years.
Yeah.
It's
7 year actually, I think.
It's 7.
Yeah, it
years?
was 7. Yeah.
Next 7 years are going to be pretty good for that because
I just hope they don't try and have a balance issue between basketball and hockey. You know what I mean?
no, I think they'll integrate it in. Like it'll be part of it.
So
You
they
know
have
what I mean? Like
They have a 7-year multimedia rights agreement, which includes Stanley Cup final and the Winter Classic. So that should be good on TNT.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal.
But even and then for ESPN, just imagine we were laughing about this before because this was when they signed the first deal, the first half with Stephen A. Smith. Like you get so much more exposure in the States just by even having his name attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Stephen A. Smith is just huge. But
yeah.
he's gonna make it so funny, right? Like he's entertaining.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You need more entertainment involved with hockey that's not just the product. You need a bit more fun.
So next on the pick and roll, it's funny that it's on this part of the show, but the NFL draft.
Yeah, we really waited on this one. It's happening right now.
I haven't been following it at all. So.
Who went first overall, or did they draft yet?
Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence
did
went
he?
first overall. Yeah, to the Jaguars.
Great
They got
hair.
their quarterback.
There's something about his face that annoys the shit out of me.
I know what you're saying.
It's very long.
It is very long. He's very androgynous.
I don't even know football, but I know who you're talking about just because of that fucking
Face.
phrase.
Yeah, just because of the face. So we
But
have
that's like
heartbreaker. Orlando Magic guard Devin Kennedy suffers gruesome injury in first call-up game from the G League. That really sucks. It was bad too.
I never watched it.
He broke his ankle, and you could see the blood seeping through his sock.
Oh,
Bad stuff.
Jesus.
He broke his ankle and blood was seeping through his socks.
So he had a bone go through his
Yeah.
ankle?
Yeah, it was bad.
No, we're stopping it there. I don't even want to hear it.
Yeah, we're rolling off that one.
Well,
This is what the pick and roll is meant for.
just to bounce off that, did everyone see Chris Weidman's injury the weekend?
Yeah,
Yes.
I did.
Oh.
Yes,
And I watched
yes,
it
the
once,
kick.
and I went, nope.
Yeah,
We saw it before with
Oh.
Anderson Silva. We didn't need to see it again.
Yeah, same
Nothing-
thing.
nothing is worse than when they do the kick and then you see them stepping back
Step
with
on
like
it, yes.
elastic one, and you're like, no, elastic ankle step.
It makes you do the same thing every time.
It was like, and he was on the mat, but it was like
Oh, it was sideways.
yeah, and he was just like screaming in pain.
And
it's
he's
just-
doing this. He's doing this. He's like,
Oh. So next up we have Conor McGregor sells majority share of his whiskey company Proper 12 to
Proper 12.
for $600 million. Wow.
That's it. That's it.
That's it? That's all you're getting,
He's-
Connor?
Him and his business partner starting that company up. Just I guess when he was, oh man, talk about turnover. Holy fuck.
That's
proper-
unreal,
He's a
dude.
good businessman, man. He
And that's
is
a-
a good businessman.
I honestly think that that's a good, like, I think he should get out right now because he's kind of like, I would say pretty peak right now. So
Yeah, no, I don't
Move into
think.
he's just over it. I think
Yeah,
he's just
exactly.
gonna.
I think
yeah.
he's slowing going down now. You're right,
Yeah,
Fred. So I think that was a perfect time for him to do it.
Yeah, so it's
He
just
knows
past
it
the
too.
point of a bunch of drunk
Agreed.
people at UFC buying his whiskey, trying to be Conor McGregor.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me your belt.
Give me your belt.
Give me your belt.
Give me a belt.
We
I'll
had the
take it from
game
him.
block. We had
I'll take it from
Jokic's game block on Zion. We already covered that. Kevin Love being very unsportsmanlike.
This is funny.
Oh, I
He-
died at that video.
So
Well, I think what happened was he just whatever happened, it accidentally went like he didn't mean to play it inbounds, but it went inbounds. He was just like, fuck.
yeah. So
Well,
what
why didn't you
happened
just play
was
fucking defense? You had
No.
time.
what happened was
different
for
vibe
those
from it.
for those
Go
who
ahead,
haven't
Al.
seen it, it's he was playing against the Raptors. Got a couple bad calls from the refs in the game. Does no excuse. Was given the he was inbounding the ball. Ref passes him the ball and he just smacks it. But it was
Yeah.
probably meant to like smack it kind of away from him and delay a
Yeah.
little bit. But he inbounded it by smacking it. Just turned it over. Free 2 points for the Raptors.
So for me, I laughed really hard because like I looked at like the history and I created this complete build up to that moment, and I was like, man, it was just him being a sookie baby because he's like, I'm the last one left.
Yeah.
Like it's just me from the championship team. It's just me. They all left me. I'm alone.
What do I got? Colin Sexton?
He's so mad. He's like, LeBron left, Kyrie left. Like
Yeah. You'd like to think that he could trade at some point, but who knows? Who knows what point of he's at kind of the end point of his career there now. He'll get one more big paycheck and then call it a day. Next on the pick and roll, we got the Aaron Baines wild play against Philly. That was weird. He touched the ball. It looked like he shot it and it slipped, and then he was bodying people to get away from the ball so he didn't double dribble. It was just insane. And then Philly got it and turned it over, and the Raptors got a bucket. Like, what?
I was dying at this because the whole time, like, it was a comedy. It was a comedy sketch to me.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty funny. I don't know. And I only watched it probably about 5 minutes before we got on the podcast.
It's the strangest thing. That's definitely another thing worth looking up. Just search Aaron Baines wild play. I'm sure it'll show up. Next up, Tim Tebow works out for the Jaguars. He's attempting to make a career comeback as a tight end.
What?
Yeah.
Nah,
I didn't know that. I didn't hear about that. I didn't even see that in the notes.
man. That ain't it.
That ain't it. We're rolling on from that
That
one.
ain't it.
What happened to his baseball career?
It
Failed.
died. And last up on the pick and roll, the Warriors have debuted their NFTs. They're making non-fungible tokens for their championship rings and tickets to their playoff games. So they're currently, I'm pretty sure you can bid on them now. It's a really sexy looking website, but it's stupid. Top Shot is stupid, but this is stupid. Yeah, the amount of money that they're gonna go for is absolutely obscene. So
I mean,
Get that money.
If you got the platform to do it, fuck it, go for it. But man, I don't know if I can do NFTs. I just find it so weird.
it is very weird. Absolutely.
It's I don't know. I guess it's the day and age. I don't know if it's like the old man in me, but it's something I just can't wrap my head around.
He's an old soul.
Back in my day, cars
Get off,
cardboard.
Get off the damn line.
We had cardboard cards. Back in my day when we cracked packs.
You can't even put that in your you can't even put that in your bike spokes. What's
You
wrong
can't,
with you?
you can't hang that on your wall
You
for
can't
your
even make that
podcast.
sound like a motor.
Yeah.
You can't turn your bicycle into a motorcycle with that.
We all did.
Let's close out with a wonderful quote from Jake Paul. How about we do that? He was asked if he would fight Amanda Nunes. For those who don't know, she's a dominant female fighter. Dominant.
Don't do it.
I would pay top dollar. to
I
see
would
that.
pay a lot of money.
And
I'm sure
this
he
is-
knows that.
Yeah, this is his quote. Listen up. Nah, I wouldn't fight her, Paul said when TMZ Sports asked him about the potential fight with Nunes. Waste of time. No one knows who she is.
Wow. She's only the greatest female.
I hope she jumps him outside somewhere just randomly.
She would destroy him.
That is nuts, man. That's a really ballsy thing to say.
So we'll call it there for this week. Thanks for everyone for tuning in, listening. Thanks for anyone who watched live for a little bit. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Spotify. Like on Facebook. Give us a tweet. Check out those Crack That Pack videos. And I guess we'll hope Jake Paul's alive next week. We'll see what happens.
Hopefully not.
Or not.
I hope Amanda Nunes has gotten to him by the time we podcast next
Yeah.
week.
So we'll
That'd
give
be
you
amazing.
an update on Jake Paul's well-being next week. But thanks for tuning in. And any closing thoughts, boys?
I have to poop.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
That's the last of it.
That's
Rough.
the one.
We're off to poop. See you next week.
Cheers.
Yay!